And we are live, everybody. And this is the Irish Podcast, episode 6, Titanfall Princess. And this week, we have a lot to talk about, starting off with the PS4 Pro launching. But first, we're all going to introduce ourselves, panel, and what games we've been playing. Now, for me, I've been playing Titanfall and Gears, but I do have to say one thing. With Titanfall 2, I hit my 100K gamer score using Titanfall 2. What you all been playing? Okay, what you all been playing? Who wants to go first?
I'll go first. I've been playing the amazing 2007 massive hit, Modern Warfare Remastered. I've been loving it. There has been some drawbacks, people camping with the M16 or whatever, but I've been playing that, Grand Theft Auto 5 online with some friends, doing some heists. Been doing a little bit of Drive Club, you see my latest videos. Just been gaming a lot, really. I'm probably going to be doing a vlog next week, so stay tuned for that on my channel. Please follow me on Twitter at VexTMYT, but yeah, love you.
Good job, Vex. Let me stop.
I'm such a cheeky bastard, aren't I?
Yes.
Well, for me, I'm not a gamer. I don't play video games. You know what I'm saying? My gamer score is a 10. You know what I'm saying? I don't play no games at all. I'm not a gamer. You know what I'm saying? I just talk gaming, but I don't really play. We stop lying. Look. All right, look, this is what I've been playing. You know what I'm saying? This your boy.
You stop because you're pushing your numbers up there too. So you better stop.
This your boy, the real young Kano, the man, the brutally honest gamer that talks the real, speak the real, and is real. I've been playing Mortal Kombat. I've been playing Metal Gear Solid 5. I just pre-ordered Watch Dogs 2. Been gaming, doing my music, having fun, enjoying life. That stay on YouTube every day needs to do. Get a life and enjoy life.
Nice.
I guess I'm next. Yeah, what's happening, y'all?
You're next.
Yeah, this is Sinister, y'all, and basically games I've been playing lately. Well, I just rented the Call of Duty Infinite Warfare just for the story on the PS4, and it was okay. I mean, I just see a lot of things ripped from other games, like I said, Titanfall and other Call of Duties, and even Halo, but it was okay. But other games I played was basically WWE 2K17. I've been hooked on it since I bought it. I don't know. Other than that, then of course the other day, a few days ago, I had a milestone. Had 100 subs on my channel, so and I appreciate the love on that. That's all I have.
Before we start, hey, please, everybody, man, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to reach a milestone to get like 200 subs on my YouTube. So please subscribe to my channel. I got good content. No, I got great content. Not just my channel. Subscribe to all of our channels. You know what I'm saying? Help us get to a certain milestone that we're all achieving. You know what I'm saying? But for me,
help me get
to like
time.
200. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I'm less than 50. Yeah, man. I'm be less than 50. You know, I'm less than 50 to get to my 200 goal for myself. Y'all help me, man. You know what I'm saying? And let's keep it gaming. What's the first topic? Let's talk gaming.
Yeah, let's talk about gaming. The first topic I have, I'm going to give you my thoughts, and then you guys, anybody wants to chime in afterwards, go right ahead. Okay, now, so the PS4 Pro launched this week. 4K gaming console begins. But with me as a gamer, that really, I really don't care about the resolution part of it. As as a gamer, performance, graphics, and gameplay. Why is 4K gaming such a big topic these days? I personally don't understand. Okay, why do we care? Here's some questions you guys can answer too if you have any answers. Why do we care so much about new 4K craze when the entire gen has been built around complete games, compromises, bad games, and games that are making gamers lose interest in getting these games?
I'll go first on this. I'll go first on this matter.
Let me just finish that real quick. I'm not gonna say that 4K gaming is bad. Don't get me wrong, guys. Okay, because I'm not. Because I think the PS4 Pro offers more than just 4K gaming, especially when you look at the lineup next year. And you look at even when you look at 2016. The back-to-back exclusives on the PS4 month after month, this gen has been all about gimmicks, okay? And I feel like the 4K gaming change. I'm not sure if a lot of people are excited about. I'm not sure if a lot of people are excited about it. I hear some people talking about it, but that's it. So, what are your thoughts on that, guys? Those are my
I'm gonna
thoughts.
start off. I'm gonna start off to. I'm gonna just be honest. I'm gonna be a brutally honest as I can, because I'm a realistic gamer. I'm a consumer first, then a fanboy. I'm not a fanboy. I'm a fan of the. It's not a secret. I'm an Xbox guy, but I'm a consumer first. You know what I'm saying? So let me just speak on this. With this PlayStation 4 Pro and how they talking about 4K gaming, it's not that much graphically. It's not that much different from how it was with the PlayStation 4 to me. Only thing is with the HDR, it's just a little bit colorful and it's just a little bit shinier, a tad bit shinier, and that's really it with it. You know what I'm saying? It's not that impressive. It's not that innovating. You know what I'm saying? It's just like looks the same. It's just nothing that really much different about it. You know what I'm saying? Only way you can really play is on 4K TV, and it's just nothing different about it. And that's like a gimmick. The 4K is a gimmick. Just like when it started with PlayStation, talking about we got all games 1080p, 60 frames per second. You know what I mean? So I don't care for that. Even Project Scorpio, I don't care for it, man. I say this to everybody that just is skeptical about the PlayStation Pro. If to the people that hasn't played the PS4 yet, go ahead and buy the Pro. If you got a 4K TV and if you got a Pro, go ahead and play it. But if you already got a PlayStation 4 or a Slim, don't even worry about the PlayStation Pro, honestly, because it's not that much different. And from this generation, it's not going to be that much different anyway. You know what I'm saying? Because that's all in one ecosystem, because the same game that you're going to play on the Pro, you're going to put the same disc in the Slim, the same disc you have in the Slim, you can play on the original PlayStation 4. It's not that much different. This whole generation has been about what hardware is better, what graphics is better, what is not. It hasn't been about the games. You know what I'm saying? It's been more about the hardware. That's why last generation felt better to me, because it was more about the games.
Exactly.
Plain and simple.
Vexium or Sinister, you guys got anything to add about
Okay. Right, I'm going to try and keep this short, because I can go on about Sony and the PlayStation 4 for a very long time, so much so that someone would actually think I love myself. But no, look, the PlayStation 4 Pro, as nerds, as gamers, as whatever you want to tag ourselves as, we're interested in it by default. We're like, oh crap, we didn't expect this. A console upgrade mid-gen, it's not really happened, I don't think, ever. And that's cool. You know what I'm saying? There's more performance, there's more this, but at what cost? I am someone that firmly believes in having nice, organic, beautiful game assets in a decent resolution, because 1080p is the default resolution these days. I'm someone that misses games like Uncharted 2. Uncharted 2 was a beautiful game, but it wasn't an underwhelming experience. When you played it, you didn't think about what resolution it played at. You were just like, holy shit. Like, yo, this game is vibrant, it's colorful. I'm in a jungle right now. It's beautiful. And it was a very eye-candy game, but it was also a game that was well-paced, And I think games like The Last Guardian, I love art. So games like that, to me, are very visually appealing. But the gameplay, these are developers that know gameplay in and out. Naughty Dog with Crash Bandicoot, the Jack games, The Last Guardian, Team Ico. They've made some fantastic experiences, and I can always look to those game genres or titles and be confident no matter, if they're on the Pro or not. The problem I have with the Pro is that everyone that's bought it is feeling underwhelmed. They don't even know why they bought it. Most people buy things nowadays, even just outside a game, you just have the newest or the best, and they don't really, they haven't researched in what they've just bought. And there's a lot of people like myself that are on a current PlayStation 4 vanilla setup, where I would have rather them brought out a Pro that. So this is where it crosses into PC, because when you upgrade something in your PC and have the same resolution, you see a lot of visual upgrades in terms of texture size, tessellation, MSAA, anti-tropical filtering, things like that. And with this, because it's a console environment, I feel like there's no need for me to pay that much money when there's only a slim chance that game would have been. And a lot of these games are being rushed when it comes to patching. A lot of these titles aren't going to offer any better visual eye candy apart from smoother edges, and I don't think that they should upscale then downscale, even though that does produce an overall better image. I just feel like they should have waited and done it, because they've got a lot of research on that under their belt. You know, there's a lot of people with PlayStation 4s in their homes. Even Xbox users have moved over to PlayStation now. And I felt they should have waited, and people like Mark Cerny should have just done what they do best and made a PlayStation 5 in about 2 or 3 years' time, because that would have been a good send-off. That would have made sure that everyone would have the money to buy the PS5, whatever their ambition next generation would be, because the whole point of this generation, believe it or not, was not about graphics. It was about simplicity. It was about having the ability to go to the XMB really fast, go into a cross-game chat like you couldn't do on the PlayStation 3, and be able to access and buy content ASAP and stream. That was the whole point. Anyway, I'll shut up now.
Right.
It's fucking E3 2017, people.
Let me say this. My fault. Let me say this right quick. You know what I'm saying? This PlayStation 4, this PlayStation 4 Pro. I'm honestly say this, man. I've been hearing about the PlayStation 4 Pro, been having a lot of problems. A lot of games been being downgraded. With this PlayStation Pro and this Project Scorpio, this shouldn't even had been made yet. This should have been waited till next generation. They could have been working on that. That could have been for the next Xbox or for the next PlayStation. You know what I'm saying? Use the 4K, all that. You know what I'm saying? Because I said it multiple times. I'm gonna say it again. The Xbox One and the Xbox One that's on the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5, they haven't used those consoles to their maximum potential. They didn't max them out. They barely maxed them out yet. We're in the middle of the cycle. So it's like, why keep shoving that 4K down people's throats? Because it's an excessity for people with that. You know what I'm saying? Like me, I don't care about the 4K. That could come at another time. They could have did more with it. You know what I'm saying? They want to talk about native 4K. They can use that to the highest potential. They can talk about that's going to be the best gaming to date. I'm like this. Why worry about the hardware and power where we could have got more games coming out, man? Games that shouldn't be broken. You know what I'm saying? Take more time to develop these games.
Right.
That's why people are so focused. And this is how it is. I see a lot of YouTubers that do this too. They just talk about the hardware. This whole generation, they talk about, oh man, this console is better because of this hardware, or that console is better because of the hardware. You know what I'm saying?
They need to stop that shit. No, because like you said, neither console has gone to their full potential this gen so far. Okay,
exactly. So
why are they bringing out another one on either side? I don't know.
Yeah, but check this out. As a consumer, right? When you look at these games, right? I'm trying to bash Sony, but I'm gonna tell you like it is. Sony could have went back to their past franchises like Cyber Filter, SOCOM, stuff like that, Jack and Dexter, and could have revived to make reboots or make sequels to the actual games. But instead, they're just focusing on third-party support. Some of the first-party titles that comes out, but sometimes get delayed. Some Microsoft do the same thing. But even with Microsoft, they could have just been focusing on bringing more AAAs out, opening more. I know they're opening it, but they could open more studios. You know what I'm saying? Bring back a Fable or something. You know what I'm saying? This generation is on that 4K. It's always on 4K. It's on the hardware. We could have seen brand new games. You know what I'm saying? That's why to me, I felt like E3 last year, that just passed, is underwhelming because a lot more innovative games. We could have seen more franchises on all parties. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Even Nintendo. Nintendo was slacked with that. You know what I'm saying? We could have had way more games out here. We could have had we could have had way more games to be excited about. But instead we was talking about the power. That's why this generation has been very underwhelming as terms of games functionality on both sides, because most of these games that's being released is broken. You know what I'm saying? Now they want to try to right their wrongs by putting out this another console in their mid cycle of this generation. They say, oh, we got all the power, we're about to fix it. That's not the case. It's a bunch of bull.
Let me give you guys an example, the listeners, okay? Very quickly before Sinister does his point. How many gamers out there would have rather have Sony? I know this is crazy because it belongs to Konami, right? But how many gamers would have rather have seen a game like PT actually happen and a remake like Kano was saying, to Siphon Filter than a PS4 Pro. Everyone would have voted for a fucking PT in their Siphon Filter remake.
Yes, I agree.
And let me tell you this: nobody like to tell the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you look at some of these YouTubers, I'm not calling out names. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to bash nobody. And I'm not saying no names, but if you look at it, a lot of not just YouTubers, but a lot of people that's in general that's blinded by what publishers and developers and what people be saying that, okay, we got this game is topping other games or something like that, right? But people are not being more realistic and not really seeing what's going on, and just rather be like on the fanboy tip. Just find out what's really going on. Just keep the scene and see what's going on. You know what I'm saying? If you really people seeing what's going on, you could have a realistic mind and think in a consumer standpoint instead of a fanboy standpoint. You know what I'm saying? Because if you look at
they need to look at it from their point, a consumer. You know, but the thing is that some of these people that talk really don't even support the games or buy the games, so they're not a consumer. They're just fanboys of plastic. Aim at the games. So, Sinister, you got anything to add?
I mean, yeah, it's just the way this whole gen, this current gen, the way it was going has been a fail from the start. Console's been sold well, but just the way things are being run is just terrible. I mean, you got these companies releasing broken games for trying to force on you by buying season passes and trying to buy their DLC from the start, stuff like that. And it's like, like you said, Microsoft had a bad start, but they had a quick turnaround. I mean, look what happened from July up until now. They've been on a 4-month winning streak because they're for their customers. With the Slim, it's been selling great, because it has like everything in the checkbox. Now, Sony, they started out great from the beginning. Obviously, what Microsoft did, but now, things the tides are turned. I mean, because
but it seems to happen a lot though that one will kick off and do real well, and the other one does whatever, and then months later, the one who kicked it off well, the other one picks it up. I mean, that seems to be what happens a lot on both sides.
Right.
It really does. They need to both sides need to really just get together with their games, spread them out. Don't release certain games, which I'm not. I'm not. That's part of the next topic. One of the things, but don't release games when other games are being released.
Right.
And think about it is though.
And nobody ain't gonna buy.
Thing about it is though, I'd rather for a game to be delayed than canceled. If a game is delayed, that gives it time to like right their wrongs, fix their corrections, polish up their games. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just releasing a crappy game. You know what I'm saying? Like if you look at how Assassin's Creed Unity first came out, the game was real crappy. You know what I'm saying? It was broken. The face expressions and structures was terrible. It was glitchy. All that. But they did these patches. If you look at NBA 2K17, when the game first started, it was good, but they had to do all these patches, and they're doing all these patches to try to right their wrongs. And some of it is a good thing, some of it is a bad thing. So
they did the same thing with Street Fighter. They just did with Street Fighter. Nobody was happy with it when it came out.
No,
they had to fix it.
Yeah, but let me say this. Yeah, but let me say this. To all the developers out there, you know what I'm saying, and to all the publishers out there, release a game if it's not ready. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Not release a game if it's not ready. If it's not ready, don't release it. Delay it to better the game. Make sure the game is on point. Make sure people will be satisfied with the game when it comes out. You got to make sure that we are getting our money's worth. If not, people are going to be complaining and not want the games. You know what I'm saying? To Microsoft, we need a Rise to the Rome too. We need a Sunset Overdrive.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
I want to see a sequel to Quantum Break. You know what I'm saying? I want to see some more games, and I want to see new franchises. Same thing with PlayStation. I want them to bring back the old franchises and some new IPs that people can spark interest. You know what I'm saying? We focus. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
We focus.
Preach, brother, preach.
We're focusing too much on. We're focusing too much on third party titles. Ain't nothing wrong with it, but we need some exclusives. And one of my homies was telling me one time, talking about we don't need exclusives and stuff like that, man. You know what I'm saying? We just have all games multiplayer. I told him, you know, this, and this is actually the truth. To sell through exclusives. In order for a console to sell, it needs an first party title and exclusive to that brand in order for that brand to sell. You know what I'm saying? If not, then people gonna be like, "What's up? What's up with the
Why
console?
should I buy it?
Why should I buy it? There's no console war. What's up?" You know what I'm saying? So
Exactly.
you know that's what I gotta say, man. I'm talking too much right now.
All right, let's move on to the next subject.
Right.
Okay, next subject, of course, is me being Titanfall Princess. I got to talk about it. It's Titanfall 2 released. But you know what? I don't see anybody talking about it. I don't see any people, a lot of people playing it either that always talked about it. And it's a shame because the game is a good game. It really is. It did improve on some things I hope was going to be improved on. Okay. But it released around the same time as Battlefield 1 and Call of Duty. In my opinion, I think Titanfall 2 should have been released maybe towards the end of November, a little before Final Fantasy. But it didn't, and it's out. And things are not looking good for Respawn, in my opinion. Now, fans asked for Respawn to put campaign into Titanfall, okay? And they did do this, okay? But these people aren't supporting the game. So if there's a Titanfall 3, and if it comes out dumbed down or bad, for that, we can't blame Respawn because they gave everybody what they wanted, okay? Did Respawn make the wrong move for Titanfall 2? Should the game have stayed on an Xbox exclusive? What are your thoughts, guys?
I'll go first on this one.
Okay.
Like, for one thing, but also what kind of started that whole mess, I think one of the developers was holding a blue disc. Like, that's a wedding because Microsoft has the marketing rights. Yeah, but one of the guys at Respawn showed the disc and it was PlayStation. It's like, you know, it said blue, and he said blue is section the green. It take up a whole lot of Xbox fanboys. Like, oh. I think, you know, it's probably another factor in why it didn't sell well, other than the fact it was released during competition.
Yeah, I forgot to mention the blue disc. You're right about that.
Yeah, because
that was the other factor. That was the other factor. People got mad about that, but I also think it was released at the wrong time. What do you think about that?
Yeah, of course. I mean, October was a heavy month. I don't think it should have been released within all those heavy hitters, like especially with Gears 4 and Battlefield 1, and you had like the upcoming, like I said, with like you said, with Call of Duty.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think Titanfall should have been. I say it should be released some like in December because there's no competition. Either early December, or at least should have come out at least like something like towards the end of September or something like that.
Either earlier or a little bit later.
Right. You just release it in a month when there's little to no competition. It probably would have sold well, but it didn't. But it's not entirely Respawn's fault because a lot of people complain that.
That's what I said.
Yeah, because see, it wasn't even on EA Access. Like, you know, they chose not to put it on there. I think that's probably a fault on them, but I think most of the fault was on EA. Because EA released Battlefield 1, which is on their brand too. It's like they released, back to back. That's a bad move. I mean, yeah, Battlefield 1 was so great, Titanfall didn't. And people, so wait a minute, we got too many shooters coming out all at the same time. You got three coming out all 3 week span. It's like, come on.
And there's a lot of Call of Duty and Battlefield people out there.
Yes.
So you shouldn't have released it at that time.
Oh, you mean Call of Booty?
Yeah.
But like, I mean, my thing is just the way they did it was just all wrong. That's why it did so poorly. That's why it got the end result that it got right now. But that's all I have on that.
All right, what do you think? What do you guys think, Vex and Ganos?
I'm not a big Titanfall head, but I don't think that there's an issue when it comes to exclusivity. I think that the blue disc thing, obviously that wasn't a smart move, having that photo taken or whatever. I mean, the only reason I think it would ever be positive is to show, hey, we're on another console now. I don't think the game is bad. I think the game is Titanfall, but I think that the original Titanfall, from an outsider looking in, it was different. It wasn't Call of Duty quiet. It wasn't Halo. It was something in between. and I think people either really liked the differences or they didn't. And I think that's very apparel, very equivalent. The problem is nowadays with a lot of YouTubers and gamers is that they go and buy anything that's new, and they don't really research into what the game's what makes the game, you know what I'm saying? Like, what makes a Call of Duty game a Call of Duty game? What makes a Final Fantasy game a core Final Fantasy game or experience, you know? They go and buy these new games and they say, what the hell? Why is the pistol getting this, killing this guy so quick? Or they look for the nitpicky things so that they can make a clickbait-based video or, gather as many points as they can. And really, it's got nothing to do with the overall game experience itself. It's just a few little bad ideals that could be patched, or the community can speak up for in the forums and stuff, and get these things addressed. Like, I don't think Titanfall 2, as I've seen a lot of gameplay for it, a lot. I don't think it's a bad game at all. It came out, it wasn't broken, it wasn't anything. It was just, it came out as it was, and if you liked it, you liked it, or you didn't like it. It wasn't a game where someone would buy it and they instantly felt ripped off, unless they were stupid. I didn't know what they were getting into. That's just my take on it.
Okay. Ganos?
Ganos,
you there?
Princess, Titanfall Princess.
Yes.
You sure already know how I feel about this Titanfall 2 game. Everybody know how I feel about Titanfall 2. I'm going to tell you how I feel about Titanfall 2. I don't like the game. I don't like the first Titanfall. I don't care about Titanfall 2. I don't like Titanfall 2.
Oh, wow. But I didn't ask if you cared about it. I asked about how bad it was doing and if you thought whose fault it was and was released at the wrong time.
Okay.
Yeah. So don't let me cyber smack you.
You can't cyber smack me.
Yes, I can.
You can't do that. You can't cyber smack me.
It's my podcast, so I can do what I want.
Hey. Now, when you come on my podcast, it'll be a whole different ball game. You and my Coney, understand me? Now,
yes, sir.
But my thoughts on this actual statement that Titanfall Princess just said. The reason why it does so bad, like Sinister said, that they pushed it out at the wrong time, and they could have just like December or pushed it to like January to polish it a little bit more. You know what I'm saying?
Well, the game is good. I don't think it needs to be polished. I think the problem is, like we were all saying, it was a lot of the launch time.
Check this out. Ain't nothing wrong with a little bit. No, I was saying ain't nothing wrong with a little bit more polish. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with that. But what I'm saying is they pushed it towards a jam-packed month where they have all these other shooters and stuff like that. Yep. They couldn't push it for November because they still had a few more shooters and they had another stuff again like Dishonored 2 and stuff. They could have just like said put it around December because December don't really have any games like that coming out. You know what I'm saying? That could have been the best time, or a little bit like late September, you know what I'm saying? But they strategy, how they went about doing it was not a good idea, you know what I'm saying? Especially with the blue, what Sinister said again, you know what I'm saying? They could have just went about it in another way, you know what I'm saying? Just antagonizing people. When you antagonize people, that's not going to benefit you, because people are going to turn the right way and play some other games, and they already had other games for other people to play, you know what I'm saying? So it was very, very bad on their part. So now I know what they're doing. They probably gonna try to right their wrongs. The Black Friday's coming up. People might buy it. People might not buy it. We never know. You know what I'm saying? Me, I'm not buying it. I don't care. So, to me, it's just another Call of Duty statistic type of game from the old creators of Call of Duty. So,
I mean, because like the guys at Respawn, worked at Infinity War before they got fired. So pretty much they took what they learned from that. Plus, working under EA because they started with the Medal of Honor series and stuff like that. So they typically
at least they working on some other game. At least they working on a new Star Wars game besides that Titanfall. So they got a Star Wars game they're working on. Matter of fact, EA got about 6-7 different Star Wars games coming out for their brand.
Right.
It's a lot of Star Wars games. So I want to see what the new one from that woman that used to work on Assassin's Creed. The woman that's EA now, she working on a new Star Wars game. I forgot the name of the development company she working on. I forgot. It'll come back to me. But she working on. They had a little sneak peek of a trailer of it when I saw it at E3, and I think it might be the Force Unleashed 3. You never know. It might. I don't know, man. It seems crazy though. It might be Star Wars 1313 or new version of it. I don't know, something. But at least respawn doing something else besides Titanfall.
Okay, let's move on to the next subject. Xbox One wins their 4th NPD in a row. Now, to be honest, it's nothing, in my opinion. I expected it this time. You're talking about the holiday time when Xbox usually strongest around. Okay, it's just the facts. Okay, but there are a lot of people making a big deal over this, and it's like they're seeing. It's not like they're seeing any of this money for Xbox winning. So let's go back a little bit to this console war that's going on. The console war has literally made people care about things that mean absolutely nothing in the long run. About sales to an extent like that. I don't care. The only thing I care about is that, yeah, games do good and they sell and better games. That's what I care about when it comes to gaming, okay, and sales. That's the only part of it I care about. I care about the fact that I get, like I said, good games to play on my console. I don't know how many Xbox Ones have been sold. The good news is the good news for Microsoft is, and even if you support Xbox, why is it good news to you when the people talking about the sales aren't working at Microsoft and you don't get paid by Microsoft? One thing that bugs me about this gen is in gaming is the fact that everybody, and I mean everybody, wants to be an insider. And everybody wants to pretend they speak for Xbox and PlayStation. Sales, what do sales mean to you guys? And do you think the importance of sales is because of corny-ass console wars going on? Do you think that's why there's importance on it? Or what? And do you think it's because of corny-ass wars? No, probably don't want a cracker. Do you want a cracker?
Do they want a cookie for their bragging rights for that MP tournament?
I don't know. Look, that's what I'm asking.
Let me say this, man. You know what I'm saying? Let me say this. Honestly, I really don't care about the NPDs, man, because if you bought your console and you like your console, so what, man? You know what I'm saying? The people that like happy about it, that's good. You know what I'm saying? That's good if they want to be happy about it. But to me, if you look at the Xbox One is the PlayStation 3 of this generation.
Yeah.
Reason why I say that is because if you look at how the PlayStation 3 was last generation, it was coming back. How the Xbox One is coming back in terms of sales. You know what I'm saying? Just like how PS3 did last generation. So it's like I said, the Xbox One is the Xbox One's the PlayStation 3 of this generation because it's creeping back up in sales and it's starting to make a comeback and catch up to the PlayStation 4. People might say, "Oh, that's not true."
Yo, Kano, I love you, bro, but it's not the same thing. It's not. I love you, man, but it's not going to be the same thing.
Yes, it is, Vexium. Yes, it is. Yes, it is, man.
The reason why is because they don't have. I'm going to be honest with you. It sucks me saying this because I care about Microsoft Game Studios and stuff. They don't have the same ambition in terms of developer support. They don't have new IPs coming out. Completely bold new ideas that end up being business successes. They don't have that, and they also have a different direction in how they handle their company compared to Sony. What? Okay.
Explain to me a little bit more. I'm trying to get a better understanding.
Okay. They have less experience than Sony when it comes to console development and saving their own asses. Because remember, Sony started off on a gamble. Okay, Microsoft didn't. They came into this. They were like, okay, we'll get a device on the market that has some of our exclusive games, generic games on there, AAA games. And it's always been the thing. They've always tried to outdo Sony, and I'm glad that they did last gen because last gen was a good example of how important online gaming and decent third-party support is. But the reason why, last generation there was such a big shift was because no one, like a lot of people say, they have to be smart to know this. Not many people knew the power of the PlayStation 3, and not many people were willing to give it a chance. But there were some developers that literally gambled their entire studio's future into making great experiences. Like Uncharted 2, for example. You know, that didn't cost that much to make because of the studio that it came from. Microsoft are a company that would spend $100 million fucking dollars just on a controller R&D. You know what I'm saying? It's things like that that aren't that important. You know, the PlayStation 3 had a hard time at launch because they didn't market it well. You know, the Xbox One had a hard time this generation because they couldn't market it, because people immediately, and this is something that I feel is a little unfair towards Microsoft, but it's understandable, they alienated their audience not only on the console side of things, but on the PC side of things with Windows 10. You know, like I was saying before, nobody asked for this.
So how did they alienate their consumers, their fans?
They made an all-in-one box instead of a gaming console. That's the problem.
Okay, but
Yeah, because
It's not even just about the power. It's about
it was under Don Matrick.
That was his doing. That was his baby.
That's true. Listen, we can't change the past, okay? So I'm not shitting on Microsoft. I'm just saying what's happened has happened, but this is why. You know what I'm saying? It's an all-in-one device, you know, like Apple TV, and they had to change it around. They had to take the Kinect out. You know, they had to make the Slim now. And this is why they're going in the direction that they're doing. They're playing the catch-up game, and I'm glad it's doing well because they're actually starting to earn some customers' faith back. And I hope that they stay in this direction. But the ultimate reason why the Xbox One,
but didn't the PlayStation 3 did the same thing last generation, playing the catch-up game?
Yes, but it had
Maxine.
the way it was made. It stayed the same all the way to the end. It took some time to get the faith of the customers and also the price to go down.
They actually take turns doing that stuff.
Yeah, because
they do, but it's different. They don't have the same developer support. Everyone knows what's going to come out from Microsoft. No one knows what's going to come out from Sony.
But the question was, we're going off on a tangent. The question was, what do sales mean to you guys? And do you think that the importance of sales is because of the corny-ass console wars going on?
I'll quickly answer it really quickly. Sales only means something to me when it comes to the future of a studio or a console manufacturer. If there's good sales, it means there's good support regardless. In case of the PS4 Pro, no, there's not good support.
Okay. But do you think that it started because of the corny-ass console war?
It helps because a lot of believe it or not, guys, on your YouTube channels, you're actually doing work for the companies, even if it's negative. You're getting the name out there. You know, like Donald Trump, there was a lot of negativity towards him, and it got him a lot of attention. And look what happened. But you know, I feel like
let's not go there. Let's leave that out the conversation.
Yeah. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying though? It's publicity. You guys are doing their jobs, which is the advertising, which is getting to know your customer, getting the customer's interest in a natural way.
Those are to the fanboys that's really caring about the console war. My purpose on my channel to talk about games, not just about consoles, the games, because that's what the generation is lacking. In terms of sales, no. Reason why is because I'm enjoying my game that I bought. You know what I'm saying? People care about more of the prices than the actual games itself, like what's coming out, you know what I mean? So like I said this before, you know, some people might not agree with me, disagree, and I'm sticking by what I said. It's like the PS3 of last generation. The PlayStation 4 is like the 360 of this generation. You know what I'm saying? Because they have more third-party support than they have ever been on the PlayStation 4. Microsoft do have third-party support, and Microsoft is trying to do what PlayStation 3 did last generation, come up with more first-party titles. You know what I'm saying? Trying to right their wrongs of what Don Matrick did. So they're trying to change their ways. You know what I'm saying? That's just my opinion about it. You know what I'm saying?
That's why
people may agree. People may agree to disagree, but I'm sticking to what I'm saying.
Okay, sir.
I mean, just the way, it was like I mentioned earlier in the last thing, how this generation, how Microsoft started back when Don Matrick was running things, like all that stuff he pulled, like all in one box that you think has to be connected all the time. You're unable to trade your games in. You're not able to take your games in. Like, I mean, that burned a lot of fans. And Sony came out and made a little point saying, "Hey, you don't have to worry about all this stuff. Come to us." So basically, like those burnt fans went to the other side.
Yeah. Well, what do you think about the? What would you do? Do sales matter to you? Like overall, when it comes to game, is it a big deal to you?
No, I mean, I just want. It's all about the games this generation, to me. But all I see is nothing but graphic whores, gloating about resolution and power and all that stuff instead of enjoying the games that they're getting. I see like the graphic whores enjoy getting broken games and praising about, but usually, especially when it comes to a certain system,
3.
yeah. I mean, see, on Xbox, I played, I tried out it. There was no less glitch on there, but it was like something that comes like it's broken. I mean, something like usually on the Sony side, I've seen a few, just going out defending. It's like, oh, it's not, bro. You can be fixed. Like, really? You're praising how pretty it looks, but yet you don't even complain about how bad it plays. And it's like,
see, that's the thing. You're right, Sinister. People look at the graphics. Oh, it's a pretty game, but it plays like shit.
Yeah, you just wasted your $60.
I'd rather have a game that looked just okay, but played good.
Right. That's all I was like.
I'd rather have both, but if you can't have both, give me good gameplay with just okay graphics, as opposed to good graphics and a shitty game that don't play.
Yeah, I don't want that. Yeah, see, I come from mindsets like times you can't have one without the other. But for me, I'm like gameplay over graphics. I like to enjoy it more than I enjoy like seeing how pretty it is and stuff like that. But yeah, you've seen games like, hey, that probably look shitty and stuff or dated and stuff, but still play great, and vice versa. But as far as sales goes, I'm glad Microsoft is doing well for themselves. I mean, heck, I gave Sony its praise like early, back in 2013, how well it did, how well it sold up until they started getting, get a little arrogant and stuff like that. But we'll save for another discussion. But
yeah.
But that's my take on that.
We've got probably like 2 more things to go. I want to get to this one. Excuse me. Unfortunately, last week the podcast was canceled. Okay, some things came up. Okay, and I wanted to talk about bullshit on Twitter. Okay, how Phil Spencer spoke out against the console war and the toxic fanboys in the Xbox community. Phil was asked a question by don't
be scared.
Acid Man on Twitter. No, I'm not. His response was pretty much that to avoid types of people. That's what he was telling Phil. And I have to give credit to Phil because there are a lot of people ruining this community. Well, these fanboys are see Xbox on YouTube is not the same way as Phil and Aaron Greenberg see the Xbox, okay? Phil doesn't care about if a disc is blue or green. He don't care about that dumb shit. And he doesn't care about all these dumbass people on YouTube calling, gamers Sony ponies, when the other side's calling gamers X-twats and X-fags. What Phil cares about is gaming. But we have these grown-ass men out there think a console war is real when there's a real war going on, okay? Real war is going on. Taking plastic too seriously and not enjoying life, okay? They're not. And they do it for views, okay? They do it because they can, actually. But the biggest problem I have with YouTube and Twitter is the fact that a lot of people that bitch and complain about people ruining the gaming community are still keeping these people alive. They're watching them. They're thumbing their shit up. They're giving them views. I put out a tweet that said, I don't understand why people are talking shit about Crap Gamer. There are people that have a problem with these people, still keep them relevant by watching and keeping up with them. And that's just an example. It's not a shot at anybody, okay? It's not a shot. I can easily say, people hate Black Bond, but still watch his videos, keeping him relevant as well. Okay. Well, what Phil Spencer said is, I don't fuck with fanboys. In 2 words, I do. Now, now we can damage control all day, but at the end of the day, what Phil said should be important as all gamers. What are your thoughts about that? Because a lot of people got ass hurt about that when Phil said he don't fuck with them. Okay? And relevant to us as gamers. What Phil said, not what these people say on YouTube with console wars. So what are your thoughts on that, guys? Sorry I dragged it on. I just had to get it out. I've been waiting to do this for over a week now.
It's all good, but the first thing I'm gonna say before I get into the answer to that question is, it's like when somebody talks to Phil Spencer and they respond back, they get starstruck.
Right.
You know, first and foremost. Secondly, you know what I'm saying? I say just let Phil Spencer do his job and provide us with the great content and great games instead of just worrying about the console war, man. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, this console war, there's people going back and forth about it. It gets played out. Nobody be want to watch their channel no more. You know what I'm saying? But
what I'm saying is Phil finally spoke. Phil finally spoke out. First he spoke against the media, and now he's speaking up against these people on YouTube and Twitter acting like fanboys.
This won't get into. All right, like I say, with Phil Spencer, I'm glad he said what he said is because people need to hear the truth and open their eyes about it. You know what I'm saying? Phil Spencer, he's actually tired of the fanboy stuff. He wants to just create content, great content, create better games. You know what I'm saying? Just let the man, I'm saying just in my personal perspective, let the man do his job. Let us keep providing us these great games that he's providing. You know what I'm saying? And to the people that's on that fanboy tip, man, just leave it alone. Just play your games and enjoy your games. You know what I'm saying? Because all that's getting old. And Phil Spencer, he's tired of it. He don't care about it. You know what I'm saying? And he's to the point where he's not going to answer them fanboys. You know what I'm saying? He'll answer the fans, but not the fanboys. He's not going to answer them at all. So just games, talk what you want to talk about, keep it moving.
True. Vex or Sinister, any comments on what Phil said? What Phil did?
No, you can go, Vex.
No, not for me, bro.
For me, I mean,
probably for everybody.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm with Phil. I'm with Phil on this. I mean, he's basically like Switcher. He's neutral. So look, I'm not involved in these console wars and stuff like that. I mean, I think it's just child petty, high schoolish. But anyways, it's like, yeah, it's like, look, I'm here just to run a company, sell a great product, you know. It's something that the consumers want because, you know, these consumers have hard-earned money. That, you know, we want to make sure they get their money's worth on content. But you get some of these YouTubers, I'm not going to name any names, but some of them just like, that's something I talked about on Real Gamer 27's podcast a few days ago. And we talking about these, you know, they're talking about, you know, they were having console wars very early in the morning. And of course I explained to Kano about it. I was like, who in the heck going and having console wars that early in the morning? And these are grown people, grown-ass people.
I don't get it.
I said this, my life, they gotta seem very invalid if they just talking about this in the morning. I don't want to talk about none of this in the morning. Matter of fact, I don't even want to be talking about games that early in the morning. I'll be snuggling up with my lady and, you know, talking with my woman. I talk about real life stuff. I ain't worried about no games that late at night talking about that.
And there's only one type of screaming that happens.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I want to be with my lady. Yeah, you know I don't want to be talking about
money in the rest of the day.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
I mean, here's the thing.
Like.
Yeah, because even for me, it's like 5 a.m. I'm up getting ready for work. I don't got time to be arguing with someone over.
I'm gonna be honest. I'll probably be jerking off and pretending that I've got a great day ahead of me. I'm joking.
Smart ass.
But still, like, it just seemed to me like certain folks like that just don't have zero lives other than just arguing online. That's it.
Up as a point because I'm glad that Phil Spencer is finally speaking out, because some of these people swear that, you know, Phil talks to them on a daily basis. It does when Phil pretty much said, "I don't give a shit about this. It's gaming that I'm concerned about, not what you have to say." And some of these people swear that they're, you know, they know Phil Spencer, you know, or they, you know, they're, you they tweet back and forth with Phil Spencer all the time, or Phil likes what we do. He finally came out and said he doesn't. So those people who are saying that can shut up now.
I tell you like this here, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't mean to change the subject, but this one will quickly say, don't be surprised if somebody gonna take what we all just said and make a video trying to display what we said, try to bash it. Don't be surprised. You feel me?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, let's move on.
Phil Spencer doing a good job, though. I'm gonna say, Phil Spencer, keep doing the job that you're doing, man. You're doing a great job for Microsoft. Keep bringing us these first-party titles.
All right, let's move on. All right, so new games are releasing this week. Okay, Dishonest 2. Huh? All right. Well, I'm just naming a couple here that I'm gonna name a place, but I'm naming it because they're what they say to me is bullshit. So that's why I wanted to get you guys' opinion. Dishonest 2 scored an 8 on GameSpot, but the PC version is the worst confirmed. So I'm just reading some things they said. Not surprised to me at all. WW2K17 scored a 6. Call of Duty scores an 8. And we're at the end of the year. This month you have Final Fantasy. Next month you have Last Guardian and Dead Rising 4. So I'm not gonna say this. I'm just gonna say this year for gaming is over in my book. It really is. Okay. What do you guys think of the gaming in 2016? Was it good? Better year than most years, or was it disappointing? For me, I'm gonna say overall it was disappointing. I love the first 8 months of 2016, and a little bit later on, no. What do you guys think?
Summer 16 was dry as hell with games.
Yes. All we got was E3. That's it.
Yeah, so that's why I say Summer 16 was dry as hell, because all you do is just they have E3, and we have to wait always till around August and September to have them games. That's what I hate about when it comes to this console stuff. You know what I'm saying? During the summertime, it's always dry. No games coming out, nothing like really to play. That's why it's good to stack up on backlogs during the summer in case you haven't beaten them, where you could just play them until the next go around comes around with the new games. You know what I'm saying? So to everybody that's listening in, if you got a backlog that's crazy right now, save them for the summertime, because that's going to be the driest time for gaming. It's going to be dry out here in these gaming streets when it comes in. And then you're going to see the summertime is like, that's when the console war really ignites, because they don't have no games come out and people going to make videos bashing one another, and it takes it to a whole nother level. That's why it'd be dry here. In the companies, please put out some games during the summer where people could calm their nerves and relax and take a chill pill and play their games.
Right. Yeah.
Anybody else?
Yeah, because just like some Clonus says. I mean, excuse me, Kano. Guy still Clonus on the mind, but anyways, yeah, because like the only game that's released during the summer is usually Madden. That's in August and stuff like that. And of course, usually all the better games come out during the fall, and you got very few titles that come out in the winter. Then in the spring is usually it gets fewer and fewer when it gets towards the warmer months, like spring. You get very few releases right until June is right into E3. That's where they have all the announcements. Then you go into like in the fall when like you just see kids go back to school, stuff like that. Usually like late September into October, and especially usually November. Usually November is usually the big month for games, but this year's been October and stuff like that. But yeah, just like Kano said, like usually summertime be a great time to, to catch up on your games before the new stuff comes out.
So because it'd be dry out here in these gaming streets. It'd be dry, man. You know what I'm saying? You be thirsty, man. I'm telling you, people be thirsty for games, man. It's like, you know what I'm saying, they be addicted to the games. They be like rock off of New Jack City, man, needing that feel for a new game. There's an addiction going on, man, with the games, man. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
You need to space out them games more instead of just putting it out. Like if you look at it like in all the generations, you see how the games come out. Usually, the most games you will see is in the springtime or in the fall. Wintertime and the summertime, you really don't see that many games. Especially in the summer, you don't really hardly see any. But the springtime and the fall, that's when you see really the games.
Yeah. Okay. Now the other thing, the last thing I wanted to touch on was the Xbox 15-year anniversary happens. 15 freaking years
Right.
from the OG Xbox to now. Think of all the games that we played over the years on Xbox. Halo, Gears, Forza, Fable. I can keep going on. Okay. We went from 360 having the Blades dashboard to the Xbox One. A lot of things has happened for the Xbox. What does this 15-year anniversary mean to you guys?
I'll go first on this.
Okay.
All right, because from the beginning, when I first saw the Xbox, I wasn't impressed at first. But, and then, of course, I mean, the Halo, that's probably the only game I respect because if it wasn't for Halo, Xbox wouldn't, exist. So anyway, fast forward to 2002, a group of friends of mine, you would consider, say, you know what, all the better content started coming out. You know what? We all agree. We say, hey, we're all getting Xboxes. It's like early Christmas gift and stuff like that ever since. And when the Xbox Live came out, oh my goodness. Especially with Halo 2, oh man, I was blown away and stuff like that. And up until jumping into the 360 era, it's like, of course, I waited to the next year, because like everybody's having trouble with the red ring and stuff like that. Because here's the thing. Microsoft wanted to get the jump on Sony because I think the original Xbox only sold 24 million, while the PlayStation 2 sold phenomenally. No one can ever catch up to its numbers, but seeing how Microsoft started making improvements as it evolved, and I mean, yeah, it didn't have the Blu-ray stuff like in the games like the PS3 had, but still, it sold at a great price despite the red ring hampering it, but still. It did great.
I never had that problem. With the red ring. I bought it. I even actually bought my 360, for Gears.
Right.
Oh shit! I'm getting it. I'm getting it.
I'm glad you brought that up because this month, 10 years ago, is the anniversary for Gears. I mean, not many people know that, but yes, this is the Gears 10th anniversary. But moving on up until Xbox One, yeah, despite, as we said earlier about the horrible start, but look what happened. They learned from their mistakes and they evolved from it. I mean, look what happened. A 4-month, streak on the MPDs. Great for, great online, free games every month. A great customer service. I mean, you could.
The only thing they need to evolve with, I'll just say one thing, and it's not bashing them. I want to be able to stream to YouTube.
Yes, I
don't want Beam.
I've been wanting that same thing. That's why I want the same thing.
I don't want Beam. I want YouTube. But that's the only issue, besides, when they were lacking in games at points or some of the broken games that came out. Other from that, I'm okay.
Yeah, no, because a lot of times you have to use alternatives like, Elgato and usually I tried it with OBS, but not too much success, but,
Yeah, no, it's not. It's horrible.
But,
anybody else have anything you want to add about this Xbox anniversary?
Good that an American company can go into such a broad open market and really conquer it and change it in many ways. Like I'm glad that the Xbox 360 was as successful as it was last gen, even though the competition came out on top. I'm glad that they really gave it, I'm always going to remember that generation, not because of the console war only, but because of the fight that was it was like the old days with Sega and stuff in many ways. Not that I was around for that. The stories match up. It's very...
But you also got to admit the games on that 360 were crazy.
They were. Gears of War 3 and Halo 3 definitely sold that system. Even Halo 4 was a big step up in terms of its visual fidelity. And the system had many changes. It had a black system. The Elite, that was a pretty core system at the time, and then there was the slim version, which I've never really been a big fan of the appearance of it, but it did great things. And I think that the online gaming part of the Xbox 360 was very, very powerful against Sony's, digital media features, I guess. It was good. It was a good it was very good. Gaming was not at its peak, but it was changing. But the change was good, and it was competitive change.
Right. What about you, Kanos? What do you think about the anniversary?
I'm just reading the comments in the chat room, man. These people crazy in the chat.
They always crazy in the chat.
Course.
Chat, how you doing?
Yeah, I was just reading what people
Yeah, what's
saying.
happening, y'all?
Yeah, they all crazy, man. But shout out to Alpha Wolf and everybody. But when I first played the original Xbox, was around 2002. Game I ever got was that bundle with Checker GT and Jet Set Radio Future. And ever since then, that's like my top favorite game for the OG Xbox. Besides Shenmue 2, 360. The first game I ever got on the 360 was Saints Row, and that was exclusive to Xbox 360. Then I got Gears of War and all that. Those are my favorite games. But with one, all the games I play on that. But Xbox to me, it means a lot. You know what I'm saying? Because it brings something fresh to the table. Because when you look at Xbox, they was the original to bring online gaming with the OG Xbox with Xbox Live before PlayStation had theirs. You know what I'm saying? So, and then the dashboard on 360 was first before PlayStation and stuff. But Xbox 15 years later, it's going to keep going on for a long time. You know what I'm saying? I'm excited what the future holds for Microsoft. I got to say about it.
Yeah. Oh, I got something to add before Vexen goes on.
No.
One thing I really love about the OG Xbox was the custom soundtracks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because, when I had the ESPN 2K5 and I was able to use my own music in the game, like for touchdowns and sacks, I was like, oh, my goodness. That's something that PS2 didn't have at that time. And stuff like that. That's why I appreciate it. Like I said, Sony didn't have it. Nintendo didn't have it. It's like, that's like.
Yeah. Well, I know before we close, I know you guys, somebody wanted to bring up about Black Friday, what's going on Black Friday deals. So, you guys want to talk about that?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Basically, a few of my friends we discussed in our podcast a few other days that they were talking about the ads, and basically what I saw is at Target, you can get Mafia 3, I think a few other titles for $30. You can get, I think some Assassin's Creed and a few other games for $8, and you can get Call of Duty the Legacy Edition for $60.
Wow.
And to see in Walmart, it had the same. You can get Dragon Ball Xenoverse for $25, and there's like a few other titles with that. Like I said, COD and the Legacy Edition, you can get that for $57 over there. And I think you can get Mafia 3 and a few other titles for $35.
If you also watch Amazon,
That's what I work for.
deals. Amazon, you get a lot of good deals on Amazon. I will tell you that right now. On Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Cyber Week, check them out. Even you'll be working. Thanksgiving night, the same thing. They started then. On Thanksgiving, they started it Thanksgiving Eve, and then they did it. Then it was Black Friday. Then they went to Cyber Weekend, and then they did it Cyber Monday, and then they had Cyber Week. You guys get good deals, even when it comes to paying for your live on Xbox. Check it out. You can get it, and it can be sent. The code will be sent right to your email. You can get it for like $40 for a year. That I tell everybody. I was telling everybody to watch, certain things on the internet, because you can get. There was last year. I was telling everybody when they weren't switching from the 360 to the Xbox One yet. I said, you can get an Xbox One for this particular card online. It was a food store. Okay. No shop, right? Okay. And they had it online, and you got a game with it. It was a bundle deal. You got the whole thing with your card for, what was it? I think it was 220 or 225. And then people, I put it up on a video. I did a video about it and said, deals and this, that, and the other. Somebody comes back to me, why don't you tell me about that in January? I said, you said you watched my videos. And I said it more than once even on the podcast. So what are you talking about? If you were listening and really paying attention, you would know I try to put these things out there for people. So, I mean, honestly, check out everybody's content because, everybody's listening. Check out our content because we do put up where you can get deals from. Everybody here does. They'll tell you how to get deals on your gaming, on your console. They'll tell you where to go. You could DM them if you don't know anything. Send them a message. They'll answer you. If you need help in finding a deal, let us know. We'll help you. Because it's hard for everybody to get everything that they want. But around this time of year, there's a good ways of getting it so you have what you want. And yeah, you'll have a backlog, but hey, you can get sometimes 3 games for the price of 1. So instead of buying 1 game, you can buy 3 games. Xbox Live. Xbox Live. Get it for a year.
They're for $30. I would say there's another site. There's another thing I want to add. There's another site you can get Xbox Live and possibly PSN for a good price. It's cdkeys.com.
What is it called? cdkeys.com?
Yeah.
Okay. Send that out to everybody. Everybody hear that?
Yeah.
Check it out because you can probably get PSN as well. And your Xbox Live. See, we got good information. Tell your friends, come and listen to us. We got good information and check out our channels because we really do have some good information. You all keep playing your games because that's all we want for this community is to help you enjoy your games, listen to some good shit about games, listen to what's right and wrong, the actual facts, not bullshit. We tell the truth. That's what we're about. We don't have time for bullshit. We don't have time for that. We don't have time for console wars and all that bullshit. Because at the end of the day, we're gamers. And all we want to do is get back to our gaming. Okay? We're going to be closing the show. Okay? This hasn't been one of the better weeks in gaming. I just have to say that. I'm not sure. Some topics, though, like Mass Effect and a few other ones. But, yeah. There it is. If anybody, all right, we talked about everything. Why don't you feel free to get up and do it? Let's do outros, okay? We'll start with go first. I think Vexium does because I think Vexium tired because he's overseas. Vexium tired.
Man, I'm failing on this free for all right now. I'm Vexium Swift. I do vlogs. I do artwork here and there for people. Do check out my Twitter and my YouTube channel if you want in your spare time. I do gameplay, but I'm also going to start doing some cringe reaction videos, trying to make people laugh. They are somewhat drama-ish because they are technically making videos on people that are outside of gaming. But, I just want to give people, a laugh and stuff. So feel free to check those out when I upload them, whenever I have the balls. But, yeah, hopefully it's something different for you guys to watch. But, yeah. Please subscribe to everyone on here because honestly, I actually really enjoyed tonight's podcast. It was really chilled and, we did have disagreements, but we disagreed in a good manner, we learned something from each other. So thanks for having me, TheTitanFallPrincess.
You're welcome. But see, that's the thing that's good about this podcast. When I do a podcast, I bring people on that can agree to disagree. They're not going to fight. They're not going to argue. People that I associate with. Yeah. And that's what I love about you all that come in here because you all are respectful to each other and you all keep it gaming and you agree to disagree and just move on and still talk at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Right.
Who's next?
Oh, you can go, Kano.
Now you can go, Sinister.
All right. Yeah, it's happening y'all. This is Sinister here. And I enjoyed, the podcast and enjoyed, the hospitality by you, Mr. Titanfall. You can also check out my YouTube. It's Sinister Tar Heel. And also just want to announce this out there. Also on a few other podcasts I'm on. I'm on Kano's podcast on Mondays. I'm on Active Sense podcast on Tuesdays and Real Gamer 27's podcast on Thursdays. So If you need information, it's right on my page. I already got a video that has everybody's links in it. If you need help looking for it, just holler at me. I make sure I guide you the right way. And of course, it's TitanFallPrincess podcast on Saturday, so didn't want to forget you.
Well, you're welcome to come back anytime you want.
Mm-hmm.
You're more than welcome. You add a lot of stuff, and I appreciate you coming.
Hey.
Just like I go on Kanos's on Monday with you.
Right? Yeah, because
so
I enjoy being a seasoned gamer myself and hearing other views from other seasoned and plus some of the younger ones. I mean, we can always learn from each other.
Yep.
I'm probably the youngest one out of everybody in this podcast right now.
You say?
I'm only 25, so like
I'm 23.
Youngest, bro.
Well, I'm the 4-0.
You ain't no 23, Vexium.
I'm
50,
23.
aren't you? No, stop.
50. Yeah. Man, if I was 50, I'd probably be late by now. But
Let me stop.
Got a friend time for. I'm joking.
Hey, smart ass. I just got that. I'm gonna get you. You wait. Cyber whooping for you. All right, Kanos, you outro.
All right, thanks for having me on the podcast. TitanFallPrincess, appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know I'm a regular on here, so y'all gonna see me every time she does a podcast. I'm gonna be on here. If y'all need a banner, you know what I'm saying, any artwork from me, hit me up. I get y'all right with a reasonable price. You know what I'm saying? I'm not an expensive person that make banner. You know what I'm saying? I do high quality banners. You know what I'm saying? $15 for a banner, $20 for a banner and channel or like a clip art or whatever. You know what I'm talking about? And man, help me reach my goal to get 200 subs. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to all of our channels to reach our goals. TheGaming.com, the best place we can find true gaming at its finest. And check out the Gamer Section podcast on Monday nights at 6 o'clock Central Time. We got a lot of stuff to talk about this Monday too. You know what I'm saying? Probably might be a controversial episode to this date. But let's keep it gaming, keep positive vibe fun, Vexium, Sinister. And I don't know who that is that's in here, but let's keep the good times rolling. Let's keep it gaming.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, listen, I want to thank everybody for watching, for being on my podcast. Once again, I love having you guys here. Okay, I appreciate you coming and giving your input so everybody could hear different views. Thank you for agreeing to disagree. I appreciate that. And I want to thank all of our viewers that come and watch. We appreciate you. We really do. We do it for you. Okay? And we do it for the love of gaming. Okay? And I am, you know who I am. I am the TitanFallPrincess. YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. That's it. Let me stop. You guys know where to find me. So once again,
I thought you usually say the TitanFallPrincess. You say y'all love me. That's what you gonna say.
Oh, I gotta say that. Oh, I should say that. And you know why you want to come and watch me? Because you all love me.
Yeah. Yep.
Better? Okay. So thank you guys for coming once again. Like I said, I will watch it, view everybody's channel. I think you like their content. Hit that like button on everybody's channel. Subscribe to these guys. They're good guys. They do know what they're doing. And Vexium is funny as hell, so you get a kick out of him too. Sinister's good. We all got good shit. Okay. And I'll be joining Kanos on Monday with Sinister. Yes, unfortunately I missed it this week. I had an emergency, so I apologize for not being on your podcast. But subscribe to these guys. And check out their, even if you don't subscribe, hit that like button. Just hit that like button. Show them that you like their content. All right? We're out of here. You guys have a good night, and I'll talk to everybody soon.
Peace.
Sayonara.